What's going on, YouTube? We're doing this in the dark as it is almost 12 o'clock at night. I will be drinking a drink in the midst of this pre-fight analysis, how I see the fight going down and who I think is going to win. Key points to victory for both fighters. And yeah, so here we go. AJ, Anthony Joshua versus Povetkin. Who will win? This fight right here. This fight right here is the most dangerous fight I feel AJ could have taken. The reason for that is AJ has problems with mobile fighters. Tackle is an example, and Parker is an example. Now, the thing with Povetkin is he's got a Mike Tyson style where he gets low, comes in, he moves, he tries to counter, tries to catch you, he pushes. So, if this was about 3 or 4 years ago, I would say Povetkin would win this hands down without any thought in my mind, looking at how he fights versus how AJ deals with these herky-jerky, I like to get in and out, move around, counter you type styles. How I see this fight going is Povetkin is going to do what Povetkin is going to do. He's going to get low. He's going to put on that pressure. He's going to move. He's going to look for overhand rights to come around AJ's guard. AJ is going to stay stiff and tight like he normally is. And that's going to be the style matchup. What Povetkin needs to do is he needs to get in, stay close, stay on him. Being that I believe Povetkin is like 6'2"? He's short for a heavyweight nowadays against AJ who's 6'6". Now, it's a common misconception. A lot of people think if you punch down, you have more power. That's not true. The guy punching up actually has more explosive power. You got to think about it like jumping. You get more power when you jump up than you do when you drop down. So therefore, your legs is what's driving you. So the shorter guy up close is more explosive than the taller guy coming down. Plus, the shorter guy will have you at the end of his punch, whereas the taller guy will have to be punching past him. So therefore, when the taller guy's punching like this, there's less power involved. Now, Povetkin is still got speed for a heavyweight. He moves, he's got speed. What I see happening is, and this is a dangerous fight for AJ because people say his chin is suspect, and it's really going to get tested if it gets hit here. Because it's not so much that Povetkin is this devastating knockout power artist. It's the fact that the speed that he hits heavyweights at. It's one of them things that it's the punch that you don't see coming, hurts you the worst. That's how Povetkin is. He's real sneaky with how he gets his punches in and the rate of speed that it hits the guys. It catches them by surprise, and it normally floors them because of it. Now, like I said, Povetkin, he's got to get in tight, stay close, and stay on him. How I see this Povetkin is, he's got to end this within the first 6 rounds because his endurance does not look the greatest, especially at 38 years old. I believe he's 38. Y'all can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe he's 38 years old. At 38 years old, his lungs are not the best. And you kind of saw a little bit of him getting tired when he just fought, what is Buddy's name? English fighter, tall. Got a heck of a hit, but can't take a hit. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. But anyways, we'll come back to that. Anyways, his last fight, he looked like he was getting tired. So that's not a good sign. Especially against a guy like AJ who's going 12 rounds now, 3 different times. Well, 2 different times and almost a third time. He's gone late rounds. So we know AJ can stay fundamentally good throughout the 12 rounds. Povetkin, once you start getting tired, it doesn't matter how good you are. A crap fighter will beat a good fighter who's tired. Period. So what AJ needs to do in this fight is different than what he's normally done. AJ needs to fight off the back foot for the first 6 rounds. Now, as Povetkin gets tired, then he can apply pressure and step towards him. But in this type of fight, the key victory to AJ is he needs to back up. and keep Povetkin at his jab range. He's got to keep Povetkin at the end of his punch. He cannot get against the ropes. He cannot stand in the center of the ring and trade blows with this man, especially early on. I don't know. I really don't know with this fight. Like, they're doing so many things wrong with AJ, and I think it's starting to hinder him. They're making AJ lose weight. They're trying to make AJ a more slicker, faster fighter, and that's not how he started. You need to train a fighter to fight around what they are strong with, and you build off his strengths to make him stronger. AJ was known as a knockout artist. He was a big dude. Now he's losing weight. I believe it. I mean, you're talking about a 255, 260 pound man now dropping down to 250 and below. Like, and it's starting to show on his power. He's losing knockout power, and that's not good. So, with that weight being lost, it also means you can't absorb as much damage because now you're a smaller guy, smaller body, you're not as strong, can't take as much. So he's definitely going to have to come off that back foot and fight this fight differently. You're going to need to look for him to step around, which he normally doesn't do. AJ's got a real nice slip, and he'll come. It's a real small slip. But against Povetkin, he needs to actually come around him and stay away from that power. He needs to stay away from that overhand right, because Povetkin will leap in the air to try to hit you with it. So, I don't know. I really see AJ at risk of getting knocked out. Like, I really see him at risk of being knocked out. If it goes past 6 rounds, then look for AJ to win on points or by 10th, 11th round knockout. But if it cannot, well, obviously, if it doesn't make it deep, AJ is going to get knocked out. I don't see AJ being able to knock out Povetkin early. He's too good at counterpunching. He's too mobile and slippery for AJ. AJ does not, from what I've seen, do great against slippery fighters. And Povetkin is very slippery, very aggressive, and hits very hard, which is all the aspects that's not good for AJ. So, like I said, if this makes it to the 6th round, AJ, I believe, will knock him out around the 10th or 11th or win on points. But in order for him to win on points, he needs to do what I said. He needs to stay backing up and just jabbing him. Don't even worry about the power punches. Just keep them off of you. Jab him back, hit him with a straight right. Don't look for hooks. Maybe catch him with an uppercut whenever he's coming down. But he needs to do his best not to engage early. He just needs to win the rounds on points and keep him at bay. The more you keep him at bay, the more you force him to come towards you, the more you make him miss punches, the quicker he's going to get tired. Don't go for body blows. Don't try to wear him out with body blows, because you go low against a short guy, now you're really coming into that power. So what AJ needs to do, backstep, boom, boom, backstep, keep a high guard at all times, and just maneuver, backstep, circle, jab. Do not engage. Maybe 1, 2 at the most. If AJ throws 3, 4 combos, just he's really opened himself up to get clipped. And if he gets clipped by Povetkin, he's going down. I'm telling y'all right now, if Povetkin gets a good punch on him, he will take him down. And unlike Klitschko, Povetkin will come at him like a shark smelling blood. He will finish AJ. If AJ gets hurt, he will get finished. There will be no second win. There will be no recovery. So once again, it's hard for me to say who will win this fight just because of Povetkin's age. If this was 3 or 4 years ago, without a doubt, Povetkin wins this hands down. He's too slippery. The style's just not good for AJ. It's a bad style for AJ. And with that being said, once again, to recap, this is a dangerous fight. It's hard to call. I'm not really going to call this, which is pretty much the opposite of what a prediction is. What I'm telling you is, if AJ tries to trade with him, he will be knocked out within the first 6 rounds. If AJ does what I said, backstep, tries to stay away, keeps Povetkin at range for the first 6 rounds, and then 7th round on starts adding pressure, I believe he can knock Povetkin out around the 10th, 11th round. And if he doesn't knock him out, as long as he wins the early rounds on points, he can definitely outscore him, because Povetkin is not going to win rounds. The second half of the fight, 7 through 12, he will not win on points. He's going to get slower and slower and slower, breathe heavier, heavier, and heavier. So how I see this going is Povetkin has got to do everything he can do to knock out AJ early, because if it goes late, he's going to lose on points or he's going to get knocked out. I'm leaning towards Povetkin getting knocked out 10th, 11th round, but I'm also leaning towards AJ getting knocked out within the first 6 rounds, because I don't see AJ. It just, the $1 million question is how AJ fights this fight. If AJ tries to fight, he's getting knocked out 100%. He's going to sleep. If AJ fights smart and backs out, like I said, just boom, boom, 1-2, 1-1, 1-1, 1-2, 1-1, makes it a boring fight for the first 6 rounds, he'll win the fight. But if he at any point in time tries to trade blows or stand in the pocket with Povetkin or cannot get out of the pocket against Povetkin, he's getting knocked out. With the first 6 rounds, he'll get knocked out. So this isn't really a prediction. This is just how I see they need to fight it. Povetkin, there's not much to say. All he needs to do is just stay on him like glue, pressure him hard. Povetkin really needs to try to blow his load in the first 6 rounds, because he's not going to make it a 12-round fight against Joshua. Joshua's too big. If they tie up, Joshua can put that weight on him and tire him out. So, to recap, and we're going to pause for a minute because I really need to drink this. I can't drink anything past 12 o'clock because of my surgery. So, being that it's 7 minutes till, we're going to take a little short break to sip on this because I got 7 minutes. Say my blessing. If you're wondering why I paused, my eyes closed. And I'm really trying to speed through this. I know it's been 12 minutes. It's not really that fast. But once again, to recap, to come back full circle, like I always like to say. I believe Povetkin can knock out AJ within the first 6 rounds if AJ fights him. If AJ fights smart, like he should fight smart, and tries to just win on points round by round for the first 6, he will be able to survive Povetkin. I don't think Povetkin can force AJ to engage. I don't think Povetkin can stay on AJ enough to win every single round. I see him winning maybe 3 or 4 rounds in the beginning, and then AJ win maybe 2 rounds in the first 6. As long as AJ tries to win on points. This is just so iffy. But my prediction is, if AJ tries to trade with Povetkin early, he will get knocked out. No doubt in my mind. If AJ fights smart, stays away, just 1-1, 1-2, 1-2, don't lead with a 2, meaning don't lead with a straight, he'll be fine. He'll be able to survive. And then if he applies more and more pressure later on, he'll knock Povetkin out if he chooses to apply more pressure and go for the knockout later on, because Povetkin will be too tired. Look for a lot of tie-ups from AJ, a lot of trying to weigh him down. That's what AJ needs to do. Wrap up every chance he can, hug him tight, drop that weight on him. And that's how I see it going. So, if they trade blows early, Povetkin by knockout. If they don't trade blows early and AJ backs up and 1-2s them, then AJ is going to win on points. If he decides to be more aggressive from the 7th round on, he will knock out Povetkin within around 10-11. So, that's how I see it going. Thank y'all for watching. I'm sorry that this wasn't more in-depth or more of a tactical breakdown, but I'm trying to rush this out and drink this drink before 12 o'clock. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see what happens.